Bam. There we go. What's up? Viking. Projects in Dad's Garage. What's going on, gentlemen? No Viking. Just me. Haha. Anyway, what's up, man? How you doing? Turn this on so it'll move. I got some stuff from Polymaker, or yeah, from Pio Poly. It's a Polymaker. Pio Poly today. Some interesting materials and something new for this big guy. Oh no, it's Mike. What's going on, Mike? How was your nap from earlier, man? Hope you're doing well. Just fixing printers. I know that headache. The I got 22 hours of work in the last 2 days. 23 hours of work in the last 2 days. So a little bit tired. Captain, what's going on, man? But yeah, so I'm a little tired, but I figured tomorrow is volleyball night. I don't know if and when I would be able to stream because got to work all day, and then daughter's got volleyball at night, and that's 2 hours roughly, which would put me home about 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So not doing that, but Saturday or Sunday we'll stream again, and we'll do the roll of filament on probably if we stream Saturday. We might stream Friday night. I don't know. In between everybody else, we might stream and we'll do the roll of Polymaker. So, Square Peg, what's going on? Good to see you. So, I guess, I don't know how much like energy I have. It's already 6 o'clock. We may just do an hour stream tonight because I need a shower and sleep. Like I said, I got 23 hours of work in the last 2 days, and we're going into Hell Week this week. So it'll be get to work at 6 tomorrow, get off at 3 no matter what, because I have to be home by 4 to go to the volleyball game. And then Friday, depending on how things go, it'll be get in at 6 no matter what, and then get out of there at whenever the project's done. Like it'll be, if I start a project, it doesn't matter how long it's going to take. I'm going to have to finish that project because now it's at the point where I have to get projects a day done because we're getting too close to the start of the school year. So I have to get projects per day done. Like if I start this, it has to be done before I leave so that I can get the next project started the next day. There's no longer, it can wait till tomorrow. No, it's, if I start the project, it's got to be done. So, need to turn in time off slip for Monday. Yes, you do. Get that done, Mike. So you guys want to see what's in these boxes here? This one, or should we open this one first? Which one? Top one, middle, or bottom? The bottom is a pretty wide and pretty long box there. So which one do you guys want to start with? The top, middle, or bottom? I know which one I want to start with, but I'll let you guys pick. Mike says you feel as though the bottom one is deceptive, so you want to start with the middle? All right, we'll start with the middle then. Let's move this to the side. Here it is, the middle box. The middle box is PPA CF. Check it out, some PPA CF. So do we open this so we can look at it? You guys want to open the box and open the package and look at it? Of course, it's in the foil bag, so we can't see it. But it is black carbon, black, and it's carbon fiber. So obviously CF is going to be black because they don't really do colored carbon fiber. So, but a full kilogram spool from Pio Poly. Pio Poly's, I looked this stuff up because I knew it was coming, but I looked this up. This is like 65 bucks. So Pio Poly, thank you. They sent me this though because they asked me what exotic materials I've printed with yet. And I said probably the most exotic would be like ABS, ASA. I have printed with some nylon in the past, but yeah, they sent me this. So do we open it? Jeannie, thank you, dear. Good to see you. I see you stream from time to time, but it never fails. I'm always in the middle of like 19 things, but I have lurked a few times. Not gonna lie, I have lurked a few times, dear. I do apologize that I haven't had a chance to actually get in there and say howdy. So please don't be mad. You don't have a use case yet? Yeah, I'm gonna find something to do with it. I mean, we got a whole spool of it. So you guys want me to tear the bag and pull it out so we can admire its beauty? Have to find something good to print with it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, yeah, don't open it because it's factory sealed. And once you open it, that's when everything goes to hell. So, yes. Yes. You say keep it fresh. Yeah, so you guys know, though, it is black filament. So we won't do that. We won't open it. We're going to seal it. We're going to leave it sealed, put it back in the box, and stick the box on the shelf back there. And we will find something to print in it. But are you guys ready for the next one? We all have real lives. No, don't say that. My life's not real. This is all just an illusion. Okay, you guys ready? Which one is it? This box here or this box here now? Top or bottom? Top or bottom? We got no more middle. It's a top or a bottom. Which one are you? I mean, which one do you pick? PAMPPS don't absorb moisture much, but still, yes, okay. So again, Mike, you picked last time. You can be the first one to pick today, or you're gonna be the first one to pick this one too. My chat in the YouTube studio dropped and came back, but my stream is still holding solid, so we're good there. But what's the next? What is it? Are we a top or are we a bottom? Which one? Might as well go for the other filament. Get the other filament out of the way. All right. Give me a second here. I got to look at something. Okay. Get that out of the way. Go with the middle. All right. Well, let's get the other filament out of the way here since this is filament, of course. And this one is PETCF. So not PETG, just PETCF, which that is the stuff that came with it was PETCF, it said, but then when you read the spool, it says PETGC. Not sure what the difference is, but this is going to be similar to what I've already got, I think. Do we want to open this one? It's PET. Do we want to open it? Probably not. We should probably keep it fresh because it also comes in the nice foil. It does feel like it is a cardboard spool. Looks like a cardboard spool. So, but there we go. We're going to leave these bad boys currently in the box and in their wrapping just to keep them fresher longer. So I'm going to put these real quick behind me on the shelf and then we'll open the big box. So let's put these on the shelf. Ugh. Well, dang it. I didn't mean to actually like twist it and drop it. I tried to like twist it around and one slid through and the other one dropped. And then I dropped some extrusion. So I have lots of 2020 extrusion just randomly floating around in here. Maybe I should put some of it to use and, you know, make stuff. You guys ready to open this big box now? Get the fly swatter out of the way before I get dinged for, you know, having that out like that. Fly swatter might get me in trouble. Sealed until you need them. Yep. Pretty bad about needing to swap or something else. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see here. Does it say what it is on it? Yes, it does. I'll show you guys what it says. Ready? Double PEI sheet. It's the double PEI sheet because some of you guys remember my other build plate got a little gouge in it from a mishap with the printer. And Peel Poly was like, we'll send you out another build plate. Hey, and while we're at it, have you ever used these filaments, or have you ever used any of these filaments? And I was like, well, the answer is yes and no. And they were like, we're sending you some. Danny B, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Wick Central, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Hope you guys are doing well. This monster build plate definitely comes packaged, doesn't it? Holy cow. Let's get this out of the way. And then there we go. The Gimungous. And I love the fact that they sent me the dual PEI sheet this time, that textured one, the one they got with like the diamond pattern on it. I didn't really care for the other side. It didn't stick for nothing. So got this bad boy right here. So now I can swap out that gouged up build plate for this, give it a rerun and rerun the bed level. And then the current PET or PETG, I don't remember. I'll have to look on the spool and see again, but I think in the thing it said that it was PETGC, but then on the spool it either says PETCF or the other way around, one or the other. But because it is brand new, we give it a little bit of a alcohol bath here, grab the old microfiber, give it a little wipe down. We're not going to make the mistake we make any other time and not clean it before we stick it on there. There we go. Flip it over real quick. Same thing on the other side, just to make sure. Shrimp Daddy, good to see you, man. Science Sniper, what's going on? Good, sir. Hope you're doing well. Well, my Bondtech Bimetal CHT only lasted 2.5 years. Yeah, that's not bad. You wouldn't complain if they send you an index for an index for compensation. I wouldn't mind an index, and now that I have the Magneto, who thinks the Magneto would be great for putting an index on? Granted, you got to remember the way the Magneto runs. I'd have to put the tool head on the right side because it actually runs sideways. For anybody who hasn't actually looked at the Magneto before or hasn't seen the Magneto, instead of it having a really long X, it basically just flips it so that the printer prints with X being technically X is Y and Y is X. When you look at it, based on size, but realistically X is still X and Y is Y. It's just that Y is smaller and moves across, so it's wider than it is deep. So, but yeah, I would have to mount an index on one side of the Magneto. So it'd be kind of interesting to see an index in a Magneto, I think. And since it is clipper, it is a modified clipper, though, obviously, for the linear motors. Jack, good to see you, man. Lithophane prints are pretty cool. You just found that out. Oh, dude, Danny, yeah. Lithos are awesome. That was the reason why I got printer number 2, was because of lithophanes back in the day. Back in Christmas time 2019, I got my second Ender 3 Pro because my wife wanted lithophane light boxes for all of our family. So I had one printer printing lithophanes and one printer printing the box parts. And then when I was done printing the box parts, I threw lithos on the other one and basically was running 2 lithos, one on each. I don't do like some people do and stack 4 lithophanes or 5 lithophanes and then try to print them. I try to keep the print head over one all the way through. And back in the good old days on the Ender 3 Pro, it was taking between 12 and 16 hours per lithophane. And the lithophane size that I was printing them in was a square, I I think it was a square 300, no, not 300. What the hell am I thinking? 160 by 160 maybe. I'll have to look and see because I have a light box that I remixed to kind of fit my needs. Yeah. Never buy an iPhone. I think I understand Chinese better than English. You'll have that. You'll have that. Let's get this big old bill plate swapped on here, and we'll see if the camera can follow me the whole time and keep you guys going. It might get mad because, you know, I'm walking with my back to you. I gotta get the box for the carbon out of here. It's unnecessary now. Oh, it's a lot of magnetic force. I'm going to use the Centauri for a moment. Let me get this big old boy on here. Bear with me, gang. It's a lot of build plate to move into place over a magnet. Oh my goodness. Me gusta, mi amigo. Go back to main menu. Let's go to actions, home, home all. And let's see, can I? Of course not. It is a black plastic spool that this filament is, that's on here. Let me move this box. Whoops. For right now, I'm going to set this behind the door. If any of my family come in, they might trip over it. But I want to take this filament off and see which one I actually have on here. PETG-CF. So yeah, this is PETG-CF, not PET-CF. So that is the PETG-CF that's on, or it says PETG-CF. So that's PETG-CF. And then they sent me PET-CF. So I have PETG, PET, and PPA all in CF for that from them. And then here to show you guys what I'm talking about, for those who missed it, see that right there? See this big old gouge right here? It was making for ugliness in the prints. And it was because, I don't know, you guys probably can't see it, but there was, and this side, this side doesn't stick for shit. Like I had nothing but problems the couple, like 3 or 4 times I tried to print to this. It just didn't work. But I am going to keep this because if I ever need to print something on there and the other build plate is not cooperating or whatever, I'm still going to keep this one around. Yeah, it's 300 by 400. So 300, 400. We're going to keep this. We're going to set it back over here next to the Magneto so we always know where it's at if we need to get to it. Just like if I ever get the jet blower for the Magneto, I have the panels I can put on so that I can hook up the jet blower or whatever they call that. They're jet pack. That's what it is. This is jet pack blower. These 2 panels take the place on that side, and then you hook this the fan onto here. So we're gonna keep those still too. You never know. The day may come and we may print. We may get that, and then we may install it and print with it. But if not, we at least still have them. It was nice of them to include that in the kit. Let's go back here. Let's go to actions. We did that. Let's go back here. Homing. Gantry level. There we go. Quad gantry level. We're going to let that thing do a quad gantry level with that on there, and then we'll rerun the homing pie. Even after cleaning, Science Sniper, yes, even after cleaning, it won't stick very well. I have to put the glue that came with it down, and I don't remember where I put that glue for that. I think this is the glue that came with that guy. Could be wrong, and this might be the glue that came with the Magneto. I'll have to double check, but big old glue stick, big old honking dog of a glue stick. However, I did, thanks to Projects in Dad's Garage, I now have the bug up my ass to make my own my own bed adhesive. I want to order the stuff, so maybe that'll be my next step. But I will have questions for you if you're still here, Projects in Dad's Garage. But now we can get this big old box out of here too. I wish I had some Peel Poly stickers to put on the door and stuff, you know? Science Sniper, I have not tried to get them. Right now, as it stands, Sliceworks has hooked me up with a few plates over time. I've got, it's actually the Bamboo Labs A1 mini plate on there, or it might be the Prusa Mini. I don't remember. I think it's the Bamboo Labs A1 mini plate that Sliceworks has, the older gray dip plate. And then on the Prusa that is sitting on the floor back there, sitting on top of it right now is the original Prusa plate, but underneath of that is the, see if I can get the camera to stop. Just press the damn button. Anyway, underneath of that is the new Sliceworks dip plate. So I do plan, Digital Dragon, good to see you, man. GTR Dad, by the way, good to see you. But I do plan to rebuild the Mark III with the ABS, the central 3D printing ABS Plus green parts that we printed. Right there, you can see the rest of the parts. These are just replacing the orange parts. I'm not doing everything. So I'm just replacing the orange parts. There we go. That's what I was going to actually ask you is getting ISO, just get 50% ISO so that you can skip a few steps in the mixture. Yeah, because I noticed that he was saying like, or in the guide, it was saying that you need to basically put it on the build plate, heat it to 70C and let it dissolve over time, or just basically mix your 70-30 mixture, put it in 50% isopropyl and shake it up. Now my question is, with the math, help me out here. If I just do 50% ISO, which is what I'm going to do, when I mix the other two 70-30, how much ISO based on the math that he has there? Because I see there it said like 200 milliliters of water. Is it 200 milliliters of IPA, or was that just 200 milliliters and then add that in and then mix it with another 200 milliliters for a total of 400 milliliters? You got to go, Science Sniper. All right, man. Have fun. Here, give me a minute. I saved the link. I'll post the link because I know that some people want to know what the hell we're talking about. So let me go ahead and copy this link. Let me paste it here. Control V. This is if you want to make some Instagoo is what he calls it, or it's Frank's, what do you call it? Frank's sticky something. I don't know. Danny B, you're out. All right, man. Sorry your phone's being stupid, but hopefully, you know, you get it all worked out. But there is the link with the directions on what to do, but I am still a little confused. You ran yours a little thinner than his math, so it isn't everything white. I got you, man, and I understand that. I just wanted to make sure because I'm looking here and he does say it's 400 milliliters. It's 400 milliliters is what he says at 50% IPA. And then he also says something about 200 milliliters of distilled water. So I'm assuming 400 milliliters of 50% IPA is actual dilution, is up to you. So basically he's saying that, I guess, you mix the ratio, according to his math, was 21 grams of PVP K30 and 9 grams of PVA, and then 50% IPA. And then it just says, like I said, it just says in here, there's also the heating it up and letting it dilute over an hour. And we'll talk more away from here. I'm on your Discord, I believe, so I'll bother you on Discord. If you mix it and make smoke, then you're doing it wrong. Steve Machado, good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well, good sir. Gang, I'm not going to lie. For those who are just coming in and maybe missed at the very beginning, I have 23 hours of work in the last 2 days. It was like a 13-hour day yesterday, a 10-hour or a 12 and a half hour day yesterday, and a 10 and a half hour day today. Tomorrow is going to be a 9 or so hour day. And then Friday is going to be a whenever I get done day, which is not going to be a standard 8-hour day. It's going to be a 8+ hour day. The next 2 weeks, yes, I am. The next 2 weeks are going to be like the rest of this week, and then next week especially, because school starts the following week. Let me look at my calendar here. So all of next week, I'll pretty much be at probably 10 to 12-hour days, probably 12-hour days. I know some guys work that normally, but when you're a straight 8 kind of guy during the rest of the year, and then you get 2 weeks of back-to-back, 10 to 12-hour days, and on top of that, you don't sleep well at night anyway, so you only get 2 to 3 hours, maybe 4 hours of sleep. It wears you down quick, and then usually what happens is that the weekend of the 16th and 17th, because let's see, no daughter, no daughter. Yeah, so the weekend of the 16th and 17th, you guys probably won't see or hear from me because I will probably be sleeping those 2 days or a good chunk of those 2 days whilst I recoup, because the 11th and 12th, staff will be back in the building. We'll be getting rooms, final room setups with the staff in building. And then the 13th will be student first day. And then we'll have the 14th and 15th of kind of getting back into the swing. And then the following week will be a normal school week. So I'm going to be one tired pup, way more so than I am now. 32 ounces of 50% ISO, 20 grams of the pop kit or PV, yeah, the PVP K30, and then 9 grams of PVA. You have my mix written down. Nice. Okay, so basically, I'm going to highlight what you just said here. Right click copy, and then we're going to go ahead and do a quick search for Notepad. We'll just use regular Notepad. Oh, yep. It's got all kinds of random shit in here. Close this. Yeah, click OK, go away. Click OK, go away. Click OK, go away. Can't find it. That's good. Close that. Close that. Close that. Close. Open a new tab. Wait, go away. And then there we go. Untitled. Control V. And there we go. Now we can close that and we have it saved. Thank you, sir. But this weekend, you are going to Sedona, Arizona, Red Rock Country. Gonna fly your drone. You have a DJI Mavic 3. Nice, Danny. That'd be awesome, man. Yeah, I know you meant PvP and not pop. Autocorrect is a pain in the ass. You haven't been to Sedona in 25 years. You love to go out or go back. Yeah, I've never been. The farthest west I've ever been is Loveland, Colorado. Can anybody guess why? Built over bot. That is for the that recipe is for the Vision Miner equivalent. And it is much cheaper if you buy those things on Amazon or through your trusted supplier, and then mix it up and make your own Vision Miner. And according to Projects in Dad's Garage, it's Frank's AF goo. Yes. And according to Projects in Dad's Garage, that is way more, mixing that batch up like that will be way more than you'll need for quite some time. So ifins you get some, do it to it. Danny B, it's on your YouTube channel. All right. Well, hey, I think you can link your actual YouTube channel. I don't think I have links blocked. So you can try and link it, Danny, if you want, and then people can find you. Because if I type Danny B in on YouTube, it's amazing how many Danny B's are on here. I wanted to see you at Rocky Mountain. Yes, Digital Dragon. I wish I could have went this year. I'm hoping that over this next year, companies that are working with me will want me to be at their booths. So hopefully they can either put me up in a room and help cover my travel expenses, or at least cover my travel expenses so I can get out there next year. AZ Drifter 51. All right, Danny B, let me do this real quick. Let me go find you on the YouTubes. Gotcha. And let me go ahead and right click and copy, and let's paste it in there. Control V, Danny B, you got 104. There's 17 people watching. If you're not subscribed, please go subscribe. I guess I'm subscribed. Did I just subscribe, or did I think I subscribed a while back. But either way, I'm subscribed. So you got me, man. That puts you at 104 with me there right now. We'll see if anybody else will go give you a sub and they can check out your stuff. Hey, not a problem, man. Like I said, I have no problem with self-promotion on here. Like, you guys can come self-promote as long as you keep it clean, in the sense that nothing illegal. And when it comes to the moral side of it, let's keep it not OF, not Fansly style. Let's keep it, let's keep it something you would show your family. Most of us, our potty mouths are not the problem, so I'm not worried about that. We all have a potty mouth. You all know I do. And I married the daughter of a trucker with her mouth. But let me go ahead and open this guy up, and we'll take out the last of the parts here. The one nice thing I got to say about this build plate, guys, this is ABS, and when it cools, look at this. I don't even have to crack the build plate. It's not sticking all that hard, and the parts are not like warped. So ABS Plus prints really nice in this. If you guys are looking, I have no referral link. I get no kickbacks. But if you look up Central 3D Printing, the ABS Plus is like $16.99 for the base colors. And then if you go with the sparkle or glitter, I forget, I think they call them like sparkle. They got sparkle black, sparkle red. Those are $18.99. So for ABS Plus, that's not bad. I am an ASA over ABS guy, but this ABS Plus from these guys, I like. And at that price, I'm definitely going to be buying some, like my own monies. Like, they sent me this roll to test out, try out, and see what I think. I told them, I do live streams, so people are going to see what I think. And they said, do it. And here we are. So I am loving this stuff and the overall finish quality of it. Like, look at these parts. Like, I got the camera stopped, right? Yeah, good. Like, look at this. Look at that. Look at those layers. Between it being the Centauri Carbon printing as well as it does and the material itself, look at that. Y'all have seen, like, there's the top layer. And then there's the bottom layer. I mean, this stuff prints amazing. So it's definitely worth the purchase. If you're looking for some ABS Plus, it's worth the purchase. Like, get some. If you're not looking for it, the price is right. Get some anyway. The only thing I can say is, like I said, I don't have an affiliate link for them. I get no kickbacks from it. But if you do order some, just put in there, saw it on MakerMind Nexus's YouTube channel. Just let them know where you're coming from, so they at least know that, I am spreading the joy, spreading the love. I get nothing from it. But if you go buy some, great. If you want to buy me some, hit me up. I'll tell you where to send it, or even better yet, just send me a gift card for over there and I'll go buy it myself. Because I want more of this ABS Plus. I do. I have no problem printing with this stuff. My understanding is I may also be involved in another filament company, like wanting to send some filament out for me to try out. So there might be that coming up. So feel free to spread the word if you guys know of any filament companies that want to advertise with smaller YouTubers. I know most of you are going to suck those up yourselves. I don't blame you. Get it, You tried to sell projects on it this morning. Well, project should be paying attention and be looking at the overall quality of that print, and he should be hitting them up too. pop in there, slide into their DMs and see if they'll send you a sample roll to try out, man. But Sheeny, how are you, dear? I haven't seen you since that stream on Captains when we all hung out. I haven't seen you since, other than lurking in your channel. I haven't really talked to you, dear, so I hope you're doing well. I know you were ordering the OBS bot. I hope all went well there. He doesn't want to ask if he hasn't spent any money with them. Oh, so what you're telling me, Havoc, is I need to go hit up Central 3D Printing and see if I can convince them to send him a spool, since he won't do it himself. Got it. And since he's streaming more frequently now, he would definitely be showing off their product a bit more than I do. However, I do show you guys some quality prints from that stuff, so definitely worth it. It doesn't work with OBS. Who would have thunk it, right? Steeny dear, I am sorry you're having problems with that thing. You have the OBS software installed. If you have the OBS software installed, it shouldn't be, at least for me, it was like install the software, go through the thing, and then, yeah, I have a Stream Deck, though, for buttons. Oh, you meant Linux. Yeah, I didn't know that you had Linux, dear. My bad. It's your second favorite behind the LDO right now, Havoc? Yeah. I've actually never gotten any LDO ABS yet. And you would think with all the times I've talked to Jason, you would have thought that I would have, like, haha, funnily asked for some and, you know, seen if I got some, but I never did. And part of the reason I stayed away from ABS so much, guys, was because of the warping issue. And I didn't have what I would consider solid enough machine to do it. But now I do, because this thing is friggin' awesome. I am not kidding when I say if somebody buys me a Centauri Carbon, if you buy me a Centauri Carbon, I will give you this, okay? That's a $350 printer. And I will give you this guy right here, which is more than, the kit build alone for this is like $600 to $800, maybe $1,000. And this one's already pre-assembled and ready to go with all the stuff. You just have to be a tinkerer that wants to tinker. You have my sub. I tempt you, Steven? Well, I'm just saying. Let me zoom back out. That little fella right there, which I'm trying to figure out why the hell the camera always seems like it's crooked to me. It seems like it needs to be more like that. Let's tip it up a little bit more and see if that helps. It's partly due to the fact that this monitor is a rounded monitor, but it always looks like it's like leaning in here. Like it needs to be more like that. What is under there? Is there something under that damn thing? No. All right, well, it's just crooked. Okay. Maybe I dropped the camera once or twice, huh? Let's see. Well, anyway, Viking, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. But yeah, nope. So if somebody sends me another one of these, that is yours. If somebody sends me another one of these, that is yours. I'm not kidding. I am dead serious. Tell me you are sending me a Centauri Carbon. Let me know it's on its way. We'll figure out how to get these to whoever they need to go to. But both of these will disappear for 2 more of those. Like, not a joke. I will make a straight up trade, either one of those for one of those. Are you on the upcoming Elegoo site? I am not on the upcoming Elegoo site. What am I missing, Built Over Bot? Is there something I need to know? I mean, I know that, like, they say Q3 is when the AMS or AMS whatever it is coming. Oh, Havoc is really wanting it. Havoc is really wanting it. So wait, you're saying you'll give me the lettuce feeder and $150 for this little guy? Because I know you really want this. I know you really do. Hey, Digital Dragon, quit rubbing it in, man. Quit rubbing it in. I love the Centauri Carbon more than like. You guys know I was hyping it up based on everybody else's opinions. And now that I have it, the only thing I can say is Hector and Shammy are amazing. I am thankful for both of them, for Fabrico, and the opportunity to have one. Because you guys know I would still be complaining about wanting one. And because Fabrico, Hector, and Shammy all stepped up, and I have to give Shammy credit and Hector because Hector is the company. He is the reason why this stuff exists the way it does. Shammy is the man that said, Hector, we need to send one to this guy, and he is going to use it. This is what he's doing currently with his YouTube channel. He needs something solid. Let's get him one. And Hector said, yes, let's do it. So there you go. You have to stop at TA when you're done with dinner? All right. Well, Havoc, I will not lie. You have hundreds of hours on your CC and not one failure. Yeah, see, Tripod, good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, again, I will say this, and you can quote me as saying this. Bang for the buck. You are getting more out of a Centauri Carbon than pretty much any other printer out there right now. Like manufacturer's printer. I'm not talking about the ones you build yourself. Like manufactured printer by a big company, the Centauri Carbon, price to performance. There we go. The phrase I love to use. Your price to performance for the Centauri Carbon is the best deal you're going to find. It's not knocking any of the others, but my Flash Forge, the 85M, I had some print failures with that. I'm not saying that I haven't had any yet, but I also only have about 35 or 40 hours on this. I don't print consistently like a lot of people do. I usually print because I need something, and having more of these would be nice. I would like to, again, this one is probably going to go to Havoc. He has been chomping at the bit for this thing, so I'm probably going to make that deal. I'm going to make that deal with you, Havoc. So sadly, guys, this one is now gone. I'm going to make the deal with Havoc. Havoc, you let me know how and when we can meet up to make that deal happen, and that one is yours. So don't ask me about this one anymore, guys. It's going to Havoc. Okay, I can't be that guy that just takes away his opportunity like that. He did kind of say he wanted it back at Murph this year. So he wanted it at Murph. I'm gonna have a Happy Turtle lettuce feeder and a couple extra greenbacks in my pocket, and he is gonna have that. And then this guy right here, if somebody wants a T1 Pro that currently has a clogged nozzle, and I'm just too lazy to clear it out, but if you want a T1 Pro, if you've been wanting the giant Delta, they're selling for about the same price right now. It was, I will tell you, it was $329, plus I've replaced all the electronics in it. So it was well, then shipping, and of course the Illinois tax. So probably closer to $360 is what I paid for it. So $360 is what I paid for it, ish. And if you buy one of these from Fabrico, it'll cost like $350. So it's pretty fair trade, considering you're getting all brand new electronics in that one. You guys know, you watched me rebuild it, you know. So if anybody's interested, there's the deals. All right, I'm throwing them out there. I'm letting you know. There's the deals. If you want them, let me know. Danny Lee, what did you say here? Don't have money, but want the H2D here. Here and see much trouble with the CC. Just started 3D printing a month ago with an A1. Okay, Danny, I'm not knocking Bamboo. I'm not. There's no knock there. But what I'm saying is Bamboo Labs, you're talking the H2D, what $2 grand, $2,500? $300. That's all I'm saying. Price to performance. Like, you can't beat this. If you have Bamboo Labs money, buy a Bamboo Labs. If you want to buy a Bamboo Labs, save your money, buy a Bamboo Labs. I will never tell anybody how to spend their money. That's never, ever what I'm going to do. Okay, I may have told one person what to do, but again, I'm not going to tell you guys how to spend your money. We're all big kids here. It's our money. Make your educated decision based on what you want, what you need, and what your budget allows. But what I'm saying is as a guy who's used the Prusa Core 1 and uses Prusa Core 1s for work, I like the Prusa Core 1. It functions well. It works well. I did have one that was a little buggy, but we got that all worked out. And other than that, the Prusa Core 1s are nice. I like them. However, if I had Prusa Core 1 money, I would rather buy 5 of these than the Core 1. That's not a slap against Joseph. Everybody knows I love Prusa. I love what Joseph's done for the community. I always have and I always will. But I'm just saying, for myself, for the value, I would get more value out of spending that money on 5 of these, because then that would mean I would have 6 machines that can all work for me and do what I want it to do. So that's where I'm at personally. Not a jab at anyone, not telling anyone what to do, just letting you know. You'll pay $10 including shipping. Huh, Viking? You have an X1C, but you don't like the fact that they are starting to create a walled garden. You are correct, Matthew. That is kind of the reason why I kind of stay away from it, you know? 6 times the trouble. Danny, I have had no problems with this thing. There's been 1 or 2 YouTubers that had some issues with it, but everybody else I've talked to in the community that's gotten a Carbon, including Tripod, who's right here in chat, he's got several, he says he's got a couple 100 hours on his, and he's had 0 problems with it. So, again, not saying anything about anything. But yes, 6 times the trouble is true, because if there is a problem with them, that means that I have to fix it 6 times if it's a similar problem. Yeah. But I also, you know, I stream. To have a wall of printers is always nice to have, because it lets people know. You would get 1 CC and an SVO8? Yeah. But no, gang, I plan, like I said, work is going to be hard the next couple of weeks because we're getting into the start of the school year. So I am going to be a busy guy with doing all that. So when I'm done with that, we'll rebuild this Mark III, put those green parts, the green parts on there. I'm going to continue to print stuff with the Centauri. Gonna throw something at the Magneto and see how the new build plate does. And yeah, this weekend, hopefully Saturday, hopefully maybe Friday, depending on what time I get home. I'm not going to know about Friday till Friday, and I don't necessarily want to step on anybody's toes for anybody else who's streaming on Friday night. But depending on when I get home and how I'm feeling, maybe we'll do the giveaway Friday night. Yeah. Build over bot. I'm just giggling. It's funny, haha. Let's see something here real quick. Magneto. Is that still the IP for the Magneto? Yes, it is. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, the Magneto. I thought so. The build plate is still heated up. Let's home everything real quick. And then let's calibrate the. Let's do a bed mesh real quick with the new build plate on once it homes. You guys want to watch? You guys want to watch the Magneto move around? There you go. Look at that monster. This thing is massive. There it goes. Touch the build plate. touch the build plate, and we're done. Okay, now let's go to height map, and let's tell it to calibrate. Calibrate. Here we go. I do wish that camera was a little bit nicer in there, but the fact that there's a camera in there does make it good. No, Danny, I'm not going to make that deal with you because my CC is sponsored by Fabrico and I'm keeping it. Also, if I sent it to you and you liked it, you would just keep it. And even if you didn't like it, you'd probably tell me you did just so you could keep it. But no, I'm thankful to Fabrico for sending it to me. Again, it was sent to me by Fabrico with the understanding of this. Are you ready? Well, that's running. I'm going to come here and tell you guys something. Fabrico sent that to me knowing who I am, and how I stream. They sent it to me with the, hey, just tell people where to get one if they want to get one. You know, they can buy it from Elegoo if they choose to, if they want to support us and help support us. Let them know they can come buy it from us. And I do all the time. I tell you guys, if you got the little extra, spend the little extra, buy it through Fabrico. They're going to be opening up the pre-orders hopefully soon. Hector did say that they were going to get ready to open up round 2 of pre-orders. So once they have it open, you can order it through them. It may be a couple months because Elegoo is, this thing is so popular, Elegoo is backlogged on getting them out. It is what it is, but I will say it is worth the wait. I've been waiting since February or March and got it just last week. And it was, again, worth the wait. That's all I can say. But they did tell me, speak the truth. If you have a problem, say it. You know, because again, Fabrico is not Elegoo. You know, Fabrico is Fabrico. They sell different things from different companies. So, but yes, Havoc switched to the Havoc Prince. But yeah, so Hector has been good people to me for years now. I'm happy that we're working together on something a bit bigger than we have in the past. I do hope that we continue to do that. And I do hope that if you guys do decide to buy from Fabrico, because again, I get no kickbacks. I have no affiliate links. I get no kickbacks. But if you do buy from Fabrico, just tell them MakerMind Nexus sent you. You know, even if you're not buying a, you know, if you're not buying a Centauri Carbon, if you're just anything, just whatever you're buying, just tell them, be like, MakerMind Nexus sent me. You know, or MakerMind Nexus says hi, or just something like that. When you go to checkout, just tell them, you know, helps me out, helps you out, helps everybody out. I mean, doesn't really help me out, doesn't help you out, but it does at least let them know that I am out here helping spread the love. But again, I was told I could say whatever I wanted about it because, again, either they were thinking very highly of it themselves or they truly do feel as though, you know, my valued opinion of what I have is more important than fluffing or stroking someone's ego. The robot, you say you bought it even though MakerMind Nexus has one? Yes. Yes, that works too. Just anything. I don't even care, you know? You're on the phone. Hey, it's all good, man. Yeah, I am happy you have the new channel. I can click on the thing and go to channel and subscribe for you, bud. There we go. I gave a little subscribo. Let's do this too. Ready? Hold on. Dadgummit, it didn't copy. Here, we'll just do this the easy way. Copy. Bam, there it is. Everybody go give Havoc Prince a follow so that he'll start putting content up there. But no, gang, I'm gonna let's jump back to here. It's finishing up now, so here you go. And then let me go back to the Magneto and see what the map says when it's done. Let's see if that build plate has any difference on the overall height map. Currently, it's at 0.301. That's a massive build plate. So, 300 by 400, and it's 301. And actually, it stayed the same. So, new build plate, no variation. It's weird. But it does a 6x8 grid when it does its mapping, because it is longer than it is, or it is, wider than it is deep. Yeah. So let's see here. What do we have already on this thing sliced that maybe we can print again just for shits and giggles? Some parts for the mini Labrax. Should we try printing another one? Another one of the 4U for the Labrax? Or the 2U? The 2U little face here. I could print one of those. I'm not going to start nothing right now because I'm getting ready to wrap this thing up, guys. We're coming up on an hour, and I need a shower and a nap. 24 watching, only 10 likes. Smash the like button. I'll tell you what, if we can get one more like, I'll stream for a little longer and I'll start a print. Not much longer, though. Am I running the latest firmware on the CC? And if you are, how's it working for you? I am running the latest firmware as of the other day. Let me see something here. Boom. Scroll. Check for updates. Yep, current firmware 1.1.29. I haven't had any issues that I'm aware of. Of course, I also did just get the printer on a week ago tomorrow. So it'll be a week tomorrow. And I'm running 1.1.29. The only thing I'm noticing is there's still that little bug with trying to, when you have anything like any kind of an acknowledgement screen, like at the end of a print, if you try to slice and send a file to it, it still gets mad at you. Or if while it's printing, you try to send a file, it gets mad at you. So I do have that issue still. Hopefully they'll get that fixed in an upcoming firmware update. But other than that, I haven't really noticed any issues. So hopefully, if you were holding off because of issues, hopefully that helps you out in making your decision. Again, we're all big people here, so you can decide how you choose to or what you choose to do. What do you guys think? Should I grab that PETG-CF off of the Magneto and stick that in the carbon, and then maybe try and print a Labrax part on that? What do you think? Should we see what some PETG-CF does on the carbon? They don't like to write new files to the USB during print. No, Digital Dragon, it does not. Like I said, I've sliced a few files and hit send to send it to the printer and realized that I forgot to hit confirm when the print was done on the screen. So I turn around, hit confirm, turn back around and resend the file, and it goes right through. Why not go ahead? All right, let me go ahead and unload that filament real quick here. So give me a second to hit the old unload. Where's it at? Filament, unload filament. All right, heating up the nozzle. We'll pull that filament out of there. And then I'm pretty sure we can find, I'm going to actually, I think I might try to reprint this plate because on the Magneto, it had a little bit of a lift in this corner right here. So maybe I'll try to reprint this piece. Not that the part's going to go to waste, because as soon as I can get some more M6 heat inserts with a 8mm OD and a 4mm deep, which I only can find them on, not locally or not on Amazon around me, but I have found them on AliExpress, so it takes like 2 weeks to get here. But order some more and put them through the back. And then realistically, I could put this one with the little messed up edge on the rear and put, you know, potentially up to 8 more Pi-like devices across the back too. And then the switch I'm currently running in this thing is only a 5-port switch. It's got 4 PoE ports, 1 like uplink port, which is 1 standard port. And then I've got these 2 blank plates down here. But I will tell you guys a little insider info, and I'm going to have to learn how to do this or figure this out. Or if somebody wants to assist me in this so that I don't have to figure it out. Big Tree Tech is currently sending me an HDMI 5 and possibly an HDMI 7. Can you guess what for? Anybody got any ideas what they could be sending me that for? I know an HDMI 5. So needed some info? Yeah, well, not a problem. And it's Mr. Dud, I'm assuming, instead of Dude, Mr. Dud. Well, Mr. Dud, thank you. Yeah, I hope that if you do the update, I hope everything goes well for you. Like I said, I did right out the box, took it, set it up, ran through the setup process, did the firmware update, and started throwing prints at it. And here's what I'm getting for quality, man. Like, let me find, where's the parts I just took off? Here we go. These are the parts I printed the other night, and I just took them off the build plate this evening. And here you go. These are ABS Plus from Central 3D Printing. It's their green. It's currently $16.99. If you want to get some, look up Central 3D Printing. But top layer, bottom layer, and the layers all together. So I do like green. And in this light, it's funny because depending, like if I bring it up here, and then I look at it back here, it's like 2 totally different colors. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so they have a limited amount of colors, but the colors are awesome. And we're going to be replacing the parts on a Prusa Mark III, Mark IIIs Plus. So that's what these pieces are. All the orange will be green when I'm done. So it'll be a green Mark IIIs Plus. But okay, it has gotten the filament out, or should have. Let's find out. Oh, dadgummit, we're pulling the stinking PTFE tube through again. Oh, hold on, I gotta push the PTFE tube back through. I kind of pulled the PTFE tube out. There. And then let's do this again. I didn't get to it quick enough. That's the one thing about the Magneto. If you don't pull the filament out right away as it starts to kind of cool down and do its thing, it doesn't like to give up the filament. There we go. We got it. Okay. Push the PTFE tube back in. Put the clip back on it. And there we go. Okay. Nobody tell Peel Poly that I'm using their carbon fiber PETG on a non-Peel Poly printer. Prusa uses PETG parts. They did in the past, yes. Yes, they did. They're starting to use, I think, ASA more now, right? I believe they're using ASA parts now. I could be wrong. It could be something else even. Cut that ugly end off of there. Zybertech, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and set this off to the side for a second. Let's get the... let's go ahead and get this guy ejecting the filament. So let's go into there. Click on extruder, unload, and we'll pull the Central 3D Printing green ABS Plus off. Can I ask a huge OCD favor? Cybertech, what's your huge OCD favor? You want me to tidy up these cables? Are these cables driving you nuts? Newer Prusa kits are including PC parts. There we go. Thank you, Digital Dragon. Yeah, it's polycarbonate. Can you wipe the monitor down, please? Oh, the one behind me there? What? Hold on. Is that better? Can you read that? Can you read what I wrote? Can you see it? Let me do Cybertech a favor. I haven't used this monitor in a while. I need to get it hooked back up because when I'm over here doing stuff in the past, I use this as my chat monitor, but it's actually a pretty higher end monitor for what it is. Maybe I should put it on Facebook Marketplace and let somebody buy it off me. It is a gaming monitor after all. However, it's got a gash in it. What the hell hit it? What the heck? I guess I'm stuck with it now. Somebody's going to want like half off for that little gash in the screen there. Is that better? Are you feeling better now? You can see the gash from all the way over here. Damn. It's not that deep, though. That's the weird part. Okay. Let me move this out of the way. Oh, this is too close. Let me move it so I can actually get the filament off of there. Got to move this out. There we go. Ta-da! Yeah, we can go through that side. There we go. But yes, the central 3D printing ABS Plus was a full kilogram. So I've been printing, quite a bit with it. Put this guy back here on the shelf. I need to restock my filament. If anybody wants to send me gift cards for Polymaker or PO Poly or Central 3D Printing or anywhere that sells filament or wants to just have a filament manufacturer drop off a pallet here, I'll take it. They need to get me one of them fancy schmancy filament sponsors, Okay, let's get this stuff loaded up here. Pushing. We're coming around the bend and we're into the hot end. Hit load. And then we'll let it heat up. And then we'll print us some PETG carbon fiber. Let me load up the slicer here real quick. Let's go to prepare. Let's take these. I could print the screen parts in some black carbon fiber. The parts I just printed in green that just came off the printer that look super, super sexy. These could print them in some PETG CF, but I like these, so we're gonna keep these. We're gonna print the this plate again. So the 4U or the 2U 4 unit. All right, let me go find where those are. If anybody's wondering what this is, if you don't know, this is a Lab Racks by Michael Clements on YouTube here. He's got this up on Maker World. So sadly, the only place to get it is Maker World. But if you want to go to Maker World and get you one of these, please do. And then tell Michael that I'm the reason. All right. The 2U mini split 4X stack lab stack module bracket. This is ×2. That's the 2. I don't want the 2. I want the 4. So let's get the right one here, Dan. The one with heat inserts. Oh, that's right, because I got to put heat inserts in these. I forgot. These do have heat inserts in them. That's fine. We use the 3x4x5 insert. There we go. And it fits perfectly across the build plate. Look at that. Perfectly across the build plate. And then let's check one thing here. Let's change this to, let's find a PETG-CF. We'll use Bamboo Labs PET. They have PET-CF. Does anybody have a PETG-CF in here? PLA-CF, PET-CF, PETG-RCF. Oh, recycled carbon fiber. I could probably get away with that one. PETG-CF. There we go. We'll just use the generic for now. 5, 5, and 5 with 25% infills. My magic numbers makes me happy. That's what I use. And yeah, let's go ahead and hit the old slice the plate. There we go. All right, and let's take a look at one thing before we actually send that off to the printer. Let's look at the magic numbers they use. 220 to 260, 255, 255, based on the speed with 70 on the build plate, because this is using the standard build plate, right? Textured PEI. Textured PEI plate is 8080, huh? We'll let it ride. We'll let it ride. We'll see. 80 might be a little warm, but for the speed, maybe you want a little more bond, a little more heat. 1 hour, 6 minutes for this plate. Let's hit print. We're going to go ahead and switch the device, upload and print. We'll do a time lapse. Why not? Heated bed leveling. Sure, let's level the bed and make sure it's good before we go. And then again, side A is the build plate we got up. 1 second though. Completed. Filament is done. I'm pretty sure it's good. I'm not going to rerun it, but little IPA on the build plate. Take this microfiber that we just used to wipe off the screen that's covered in dust and crap, and get it a little bit not so covered in crap. Find the non-dirty side and wipe it down. There we go. I got to bring some microfibers home or get some microfibers. I'm running out of microfibers in here. I've got one left and it's kind of on its last leg. Maybe I should wash them and air dry them, huh? All right, let's go back here. Let's go ahead and hit upload so it'll upload and print. Matthew, good to see you, by the way. I don't know if I said hi to you yet or not. Mr. Dud, are you still floating around? Because I got something cool to show you. I don't know if you're still here or not. You haven't said nothing in a while, so I'm not sure if you're still here. I want to show him something kind of cool. I'm sure my daughter's probably going to be calling me soon too, so probably going to take a call from my daughter. Your site is going to make me spend money. His site is going to make you spend money. Oh, speaking of, guys, since Maker Viking is here, let me go ahead and put this out there. Maker Viking is putting that site together and putting it out there to help all of us. Now, if we could do a solid, if any of you have contacts with any of the big companies, myself included, I am going to be reaching out to some of them to see if any of them would be willing to advertise on the site to help kind of offset some of the out-of-pocket costs that he has got in there. So, tinkeratlas.com, if you guys would be so kind as to mention that to any of the companies that you work with, whether it's, they send you film or something, just ask them to reach out to Maker Viking and maybe talk with him. See if it's something that they'd be interested in advertising with. It would help him out, you know, help him to be able to continue to build out the site, add more features, do some more cool stuff. So if anybody is interested or any companies are interested, please, please, please let them know and have them get in touch with you. We don't want to, when I say we, what I mean is he doesn't want the site to be like supported by the members. You know, he wants to keep it free to the members. And if there's businesses that can see some value and want to support or advertise through him on the site, which I think would be a good fit because it's a site based on geolocation, and that helps advertisers kind of help find their audiences. You know, it makes sense. The app has a permanent spot on your third monitor. Yes. Yes. Anyway, here's what I wanted to show. There's the camera from the Carbon. For those who haven't seen yet, there it is. There's the camera. I do wish that the lights that were in there were a bit brighter, even still after they did the little update to the LEDs. They're still not as bright. But since I put the vented riser on there, it does have a spot around the inside of it to put a light strip. So maybe I'll have to get some lights and go around the whole thing and just light that bitch up. Clayton, what's going on, man? I hope that the beautiful islands are treating you well, man. I hope you're having a good old time. We're currently getting ready to reprint this piece right here in the PETG CF on the Carbon, just to see how the Carbon does. The Magneto did have a little issue in one corner, but the overall quality was there. But we're going to reprint it on the Centauri Carbon. And you did miss it, Clayton. Peel Poly, though, they did send me some stuff for the Magneto. So that was pretty neato. I got a new build plate. It's the double-sided PEI sheet, and they sent me a roll of their PPA CF and their PETG CF, or PET CF. So I have a roll of each of those to check out too. So when I can think of or find something kind of special to print with that, on that, we're going to do that. Maybe I should just print print some parts for, I don't know, a Death Racer if I ever actually can get the kit. Then we can make a Death Racer in PPA CF and PETG CF. Maybe Pio Poly wants to sponsor me building one completely out of PPA CF. How fun would that be? Get a couple more rolls and just print all the parts, and it'd just be an all black, like just blacked out Death Racer, all printed in PPA CF. That would be entertaining, I think. But right now we've got the, like I said, we're printing this plate all over again, and then I'm gonna have to do some more heat inserts, and then I'll just swap these, pull these out, put the new plate in, put these back in. I might change the orientation too, or I might change something. I might actually, depending on if there's enough when it's done, I might reprint. They've got another one of these with the 4 keystone jacks in it, but instead of 4 keystones, it's 2 keystones and a pass-through PP filament. Yes, it's PP filament. It's PPA. But yes, good to see you, Shane. Hope you're doing well, good sir. PPS-CF. Yeah, PPS would be fun too. But they said, hey, you need a build plate. Have you tried these? And like I said, I said I have not tried them, and they were like, all right, we're gonna throw those in too. So made it back from the farmer's market, and you're safe and sound. That is good. Oh, see here. Okay, you're back. Had to fill out some paperwork. What are we doing now? We are reprinting this plate, this 2U by 4 2U by 4 in the Poly PETG, or yeah, PETG CF, not the PTE or PET, but the PETG that came with the Magneto originally. So the PET is still in the bag, all nice and secure. And we were just kind of gabbing about what we could do. So now it's going to go ahead and get started. Mr. C Tunes, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Is anyone streaming tonight? Does anybody know if anyone is streaming tonight? Because this guy, my bladder is almost full. And once this print gets going and we get a layer or two down, I'm probably going to reside in the house to empty the bladder and probably get a hot shower and go to bed, because again, I'm old, I'm tired, and I'm crabby. You would, but your back is on fire. Dude, brother, I get it, man. Like, you know, and you know, you've been having fun. Good luck, everyone. Shane, are you off, my good sir? You taking off? I mean, I understand if so. I mean, you got a lot going on. You just got home from the farmer's market, so you probably got stuff to put away, huh? Get anything good? Just waiting. Where are we at? We're still heating up. The build plate is heating up. It's at 72.24. Hopefully. No, 74. 75. 76. There is one thing I need to check. Did the Magneto turn off its build plate? It did not. There we go. That's why the Magneto's fans kicked on, because the build plate was still heating. But there we go. All right. Okay. Now it's going to go ahead and heat up the hot end. Yep. Wipe off the nozzle. Oh. I always kind of get lost in what it does. You kind of forget its startup sequence. Oh, he didn't break. He acquired a problem, and he is wanting to do something fun and exciting with a problem child. So hopefully he gets it doing something. It'll be fun. I don't want to ruin it for him, so we're almost there, guys. 253, 54. There we go. All right. And now it's putting down its prime line. I got to sneak over here and take a peek and see how close we are or aren't. That looks pretty good. All right. Yeah, looking good. We're going to let it ride. Again, PETG CF from P.O. Poly, printing on the Centauri Carbon. So, trigger warning to purists. You've been married to one for 20 years. Wiring rehab videos. People send me a project and you fix their spaghetti. That could be interesting, Mike. Your Merc has spaghetti? Well, send it to Mike and let Mike tidy it up for you. I have to say though, I always kind of hate how the camera makes it look crazier than it really is. when you look in at a printer. That's why I've just learned to kind of ignore it for about 2 or 3 layers just to make sure. The nice part is this is only an hour and 6-minute print because it's a pretty thin part. But I'm not going to be out here in an hour and 6 minutes when it finishes. I might come out in the morning and pull it off, or I might check the camera from in the house and see how it did. But I can tell you that when I leave here tonight, I'm not coming back out here. I will be in the house for the evening, and unless I have to, do an e-stop on it, what it is what it will be. There is now a little black Hershey's Kiss on the build plate on the Magneto from where it ejected the filament out, and I kind of didn't move anything. So let's see. Let's home X. The little blob is riding with the nozzle. That's all right. It ain't hurting nothing right now, so I just homed X and Y real quick just to get them out of the way. All right. That first layer is almost done, gang. I'm going to jump back over here real quick. You can kind of see it back there. It is PETG. We don't necessarily need to have it open, but I'm going to crack some vents. I'm going to crack the front vent anyway, let a little bit of that heat out. PETG doesn't tend to warp as much, so we'll open up the front vent, let some of that heat out of there. Terminating wires is what you do. Yes, yes. Well, I can tell you, man, that it is amazing how much you just get done when you have a stream going and you have people kind of looking over your shoulder there. What about fan noise levels on the CC? Well, currently that's doing the first layer, so it's not crazy right now, but it does tend to spool up a little bit. It is not bad at the moment, and if you give me just a few when I'm talking, the noise filtering may cancel it out and then you won't hear it, but I will. It's not terrible. I have printers that are louder. I know some people are saying it's really loud, but I have printers that are way louder. I'm kind of looking to see where we're at here. Yeah. But yeah, Danny, the CC is not as bad as everybody is making it out to be. If you get an opportunity to check one out, if you get a chance to go somewhere where someone has one, check it out. I mean, I can see that currently part of your conversation is the CC based on others' experiences, but I will tell you to experience it for yourself if you can. If you can. Like if a friend has one, or if there's a shop near you or a makerspace that has one, go check it out. Like I said, Bamboo Labs is Bamboo Labs. They've got a great UI or a great user experience, and they kind of help push the 3D printing community forward. I had an A1 Mini. I liked it. I loved it. It was a great little printer. But when you fall on hard times, you got to sell the things that'll sell. And an A1 Mini sells pretty quick all by itself because of all the stuff that Bamboo Labs did for it. I am with a large portion of the community that the 3D printing community started as an open source thing. They came into it and closed sourced it. And I don't like that. I'm not saying too much because this is got closed source software on it. It is closed source as well. It is not an open source printer for anybody who is wondering. But Elegoo has been really good about keeping things or making things that are still user friendly, and they don't try to do certain things. There's no like. What I'm trying to say is I respect Bamboo Labs, but Bamboo Labs does not respect me. I don't have freedom and say, and again, this printer wasn't given to me by Elegoo, so in no way, shape, or form am I entitled to say anything nice about Elegoo. It was given to me by Fabrico. And in no way, shape, or form am I being held to any kind of a contract. There's no written contract of any kind. They just know that I wanted one and sent me one. It was one of those, right place, right time kind of scenarios. So, but right now it's finishing up that first layer, and then when it hits the second layer, that's when the fan will kick up. So maybe you'll hear it, maybe you won't. Do they know that you want a micron? I don't know. Have you told them, Mike? Have you told them that you want a micron? I know that the micron was one that was on my list for a long period of time, and since then I have kind of, I've kind of gone the route of, I like to tinker with printers, but I want machines that just work. So that's where I'm at. You want a 2.4 of any size? Yeah, I want a Trident of any size. Preference to a 300, but we'll pretty much take a Trident of any size. I still have my lovely switch wire, which we're going to take the top off of it and run it as an open air printer, because with this guy now, I have no reason to want, if I want to print crazy materials, I'll print them on this or on the Magneto back there. I really got to turn off hand gestures because it's not helping. But either the Magneto or the Carbon can be my fancy materials. And then if I'm printing PLA, PETG, I can print those on the switch wire. I'll probably use the switch wire more too without that cover on it. Not even going to lie. So probably going to be a thing I do, and we'll probably do that here at some point soon. You probably have enough parts to build a Trident. Yeah, I probably do. Considering that blue frame back there, I believe is a Trident frame, if I remember right. I could be wrong, but I think it might be a Trident frame. So I may have a Trident frame sitting there. But yeah, like right now, the fan is what? Where is my fan speed at? Let's see here. Yeah, the fan still hasn't started spinning yet. So that's cool. But usually this thing's not bad. I mean, you guys, to you guys who've been watching my streams and watching me print with that, you guys have sat there and kind of listened to me talk. And yes, I do have the yellow light lit up, so I do have the noise canceling set on the mic, so that hopefully helps. But it's not crazy loud. I mean, it's loud, but my air conditioner that's in here is blowing just as loud as the fan does when it gets going. When I turn the AC on high, it gets going. Sorry, had to pause it. Still trying to catch up on the live stream. You're at work? Hey, no, that's all good, man. You're getting caught up. So by the time I read this, you're still in the past. Does the Rook work? We never see it printing. The Rook has some issues. I need to put that on the bench and play around with it. I have some weird banding issue with Z, where it does like this spiral thing going up the print. Not exactly sure where or why, but I was told to double check the belts and play around with some other stuff. So at some point we'll pull the Rook and play around with it. That is my Fabrico Rook. Yep. Friend of yours is having a similar problem with his 100. Yeah, I'm not sure what is causing that problem. I was told to check the belt tightness and a few other things, but yeah, just the print when it's done, it has this weird spiral in the outer layer, or in the print itself. It just has this weird spiral that goes up the whole print. And it sucks too, because I've got the LGX light on there. It's got the Rook hot end, which is like your standard Creality style hot end. I'm running a Libre Alta board, or not Alta, the Solitude. I have a Libre Solitude board in there instead of a Pi. So that was pretty cool. I brought that one and this one, which is running a Libre Alta board. I brought those both to Rocky Mountain, and we were showing them off there. And then Libre sponsored my trip, so that was pretty cool. a friend of ours has a broken printer and you want to fix it, then do it, man. Just be like, give me the broken printer. I'm going to fix it. You know, that's what I would say. I would say, just bring me the printer. I'm fixing it. Skip the stealth burner and go with a Reaper. Yeah, that's, I noticed the Reaper. The Reaper looks pretty cool. See, what's going on? How you doing? He won't let you? Then go take it. Skip the Reaper too. Yeah, you're going to tell me I should go with the Jabberwocky instead? Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, at some point, I would love to get my hands on and build. If I'm going to build another Voron, I want to build the Trident. I'm not going to lie. I would love to get my hands on like a full LDO kit and just go to town. You know, it's not like I don't have printer or printers able to print. And it's not like I don't have access to, you know, the stuff. It's just being able to sus burner. It's just, you guys know Dan's not made of money. And I always kind of hate asking for stuff. Weave, it's good to see you. Does the Rook have the same printer defect when vase mode print? Weave, good question. I don't know. I haven't tried a vase mode print on it. I have to try that out at some point. Right now, not now, but at some point we'll have to try that out and see. Print a dual 4010 tool head of your choice and add aux cooling. Yeah. Would determine if it was the extruder or Z issue. Okay. You probably have the parts for mine. Yeah, I got the LDO Rook kit sitting here too that I need to finish building, but then we decided to do a Mark II, and now I have to drill and tap because I might have broke apart. I was going to just do a regular Mark I again, the LDO Mark I for the Rook 2020, and I decided to do a Mark II, and now I have to drill and tap and reprint some parts and order some extra parts because the Mark II has extra bearings, so we have to get some extra flanged bearings. But yeah, you did a bunch of cooling test best results, cheapest investment. Okay. Yes, Zybertech, the one you are designing at the moment. Oh, Jesus. Sorry there, Wick. Sorry, man. You have to agree with projects in Dad's garage? Yeah. After you clean the folding table, you'll be starting to build your Trident 250. Sweet. Heavy. So I suppose the way you tackle this hobby is mostly to keep your brain fresh, right? Since of course they're fast, easier printers as such. Pavi, yeah, I have this guy and I have this guy back here, which not too many people who have these use these, but I have one and I use it. I like it. It's the Magneto X and of course the Centauri Carbon. But for the most part, Pavi, what I do is I like to take old printers, rebuild them, and give them away to those less fortunate because, as I always say, an old printer is better than no printer. So rebuild an old printer, get it up and running, get it printing, and then just give them away to those who are less fortunate, can't afford to get into 3D printing, and then get them into 3D printing. Polymaker has sponsored filament for that in the past. I don't know, other than sponsoring the filament giveaway for the stream, I haven't really heard back from them about acquiring some more filament. whether it be for the giveaway or to give away with hardware, or even as a bit of a restock for my office. I haven't heard back from them lately. I know they've got a lot going on and they're dealing with a lot bigger content creators than myself. I wouldn't even call myself a content creator. I'm just an idiot with a webcam and a microphone who streams on YouTube, and for some reason people like to come and hang out with me. So I'll take it. More people need to or access this stuff. You are awesome. Reminded me why I subbed. Hey, not a problem, Pavi. Yeah, a lot of people have subbed to the channel over the years for different reasons and under different names, because originally when I started the channel, it was DB3D Dan. But then I got tired of being lost in the alphabet soup, so I was trying to find something that kind of stood out and was a little bit different, and I figured I have a maker mind, and that started sticking, the whole maker mind thing. And then I wanted a place for like-minded individuals to come together and hang out, and a Nexus happens to be that. So it just worked out that MakerMind Nexus wasn't taken. Nobody else was interested, apparently, or nobody else had that same thought in their head. So there is a maker space called Maker Nexus out in California, but I am not Maker Nexus or Maker's Nexus. Maker Nexus, Maker's Nexus, whatever the case may be. But I'm not them. I'm just an idiot with a webcam and a microphone who hangs out. Tonight, right now, I got some filament and a build plate in from Pio Poly. They sent me a new build plate for the Magneto because the other one got a big chunk taken out of it. And they sent me some more filaments that we'll play around with in the future. Don't know exactly when, but yeah. And we decided to take the PETG CF that came with the Magneto and throw it in the Centauri Carbon and see how it does, considering it comes with that kind of hardened tipped nozzle. So we figured we'll throw it in there and see how it does. I'm reprinting this piece right here for my lab racks. If anybody knows what this is, Michael Clements here on YouTube designed this little bad boy, a little 5U 10-inch rack that's fully 3D printed. So all these parts are 3D printed parts. I like the design of it. That's why I printed it. And then a certain someone who comes and hangs out in our chats has offered to make me the panels. So the plexi panels or ACM or whatever they decide to do. Nexus Maker. That sounds like a breath mint. Nexus Maker. Makes your breath fresh. But yeah, already dealing with my smashed shed, garage, and roof, and your house from the tree damage. Yeah, that's right, brother. You just had a bad storm come through, didn't you? That's like, you know, not just come through, but it had come through a little while back and messed up a bunch of your stuff. If I ever need another set of hands to turn a wrench in your quest, let me know. I will tell you guys, I have been working on the idea of a website that one of our good friends in the community is working on. Seems to fit the bill for what I was looking to do. I am hoping that maybe one day MakerMind Nexus can hire said individual to take the current work and move that to take the current work and kind of tweak it and tune it to our needs. But I know that he is currently busy working on his site. On a side note, tinkeratlas.com, if you're not signed up, go get signed up. Complete side note, not completely related in any way, shape, or form, but I am trying to get a website put together. I keep talking more than doing, and I apologize. It is hard to kind of wrangle up some people, and 3 nights of bad storms there. Yeah, sorry, man. But I am trying to kind of get some people together, rally some troops, and get a website set up so that we can actually have a place where people can go and have kind of like 2 different sign up in one of 2 different ways. One is sign up as you want to be a member of the project. Okay. So one would be, I want to join the project, and one would be I want to join the community. Join the project would be you want to be someone in your area that is a like-minded individual who has a skill set and has the same drive and passion to just get more people into 3D printing. So basically what would happen is you would go, you would sign up, we would kind of have to vet you to make sure that you're good people and that you truly are there to help the community and not help your pocketbook, shall we say. And then the other thing would be if you just want to join the community so that you can kind of maybe nominate someone in your area to be a receiver of one of these units if and when something comes available. And then also would be a place where people who want to help sponsor the project can come and find people in certain areas, or maybe if we have like requests for things, we can put those requests out there to sponsors of the project and say, hey, I'm working on this. Could you help me out with this? And then sponsors would know that you're a part of the project as one of the team rather than part of the community. Let's put it that way. Be part of the team. And I'm not going to lie, Tinker Atlas kind of fits the idea that I had, where we've got like geolocation stuff where you can put like a generalized area of where you're at. And then people can sign up on the site and say, hey, you're in my area. I have these 3 under 3s out in my garage that are collecting dust. How do I get them to you? And then you can kind of talk back and forth with people in your area, communicate and say, hey, let's meet here at this time, kind of a thing. Or if you're okay with them coming to your home, that's up to you. So everything that Viking is doing currently on Tinker Atlas is a large portion of what he's doing on Tinker Atlas is pretty much what I was kind of looking for. So it's awesome to see him doing that. And I would love to be able to, acquire his skill set, his knowledge and everything he's already put into place. I would love to compensate him to turn a similar version of that site for us to use just for the rehab project, not for for maker community. So, but yeah, I mean, the comment was made quite a while back on one of the streams that just because it starts with me doesn't mean it needs to end with me, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. I'm hoping that I'm not looking to turn a profit off of anything I ever do, and I never have. I give away more stuff that I have purchased knowing I'm broke, and I do it anyway. What is the tool you use for trimming plastic flash? Do you have a link for it? Are you talking about this guy right here? Off axis. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Talking about this guy? I can definitely get an Amazon link and post it if you wanna use an affiliate link. I can get you one for this little thing. But if this is what you want, yeah. All right. I mean, if you're cool, give me a minute. I'll go grab an affiliate link real quick and throw it in here if you want to buy one using my affiliate link. Otherwise, it's just a deburring tool. You can get them off Amazon. I mean, if you want to help me, I can do that for you. If not, and you just want to buy one, go buy one. It's up to you. I like I said, I on Amazon, I get Amazon credit like I do the Amazon gift cards. So whenever I drop an affiliate link, I don't get like a check or a PayPal payout or anything like that. I just, it goes in, and then usually what happens is my wife will use it to buy stuff for the kids, so I don't ever even see it. But give me just a minute here. Let's see. Amazon.com. Deburring tool. Let's see. They got some pretty fancy ones. The one I got there is just like a cheapo plastic one, but they've got some metal ones now that are like $4 and $5. I mean, the blades are all pretty much the same standard blade. It's just the device that you're using. The plastic one I do like because it has a little bit wider handle and I have larger hands. But if that means nothing to you, I can drop a link to pretty much anything. You got yours at Home Depot? Yeah. Yeah. Here's a little bit larger one. Here's one with like rubber. Ooh. Here. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. I'm sitting here just kind of like snooping through. Please don't go crazy on there. I know you can see my zip code. Don't go crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's just a standard. There we go. This is kind of like the deburring tool. This is actually a 32-piece set. Comes with clippers. It's got the knives. It's got some files, some tweezers. This is the exact same one I have. So this one is the exact same one I have. So I mean, if that's something you're interested in, it's like all kinds of stuff. 32-piece 3D printing deburring set. I can vouch for one thing in the entire set, and that's this guy right here. Give me a second though. I wanted to see. I know when I bought mine eons ago. Here we go. This is pretty much the kit that I bought. It's the blue deburring set, or a blue handle with a bunch of the blades. See, right there. Bam. It even comes with a coupon, applies 5% off. And you can get the one with the 10 blades. And what's this one? What is this one? It doesn't really look like there's much of a difference. Anti-slip deburr handle. Yeah. Oh, harder. Okay, so this one's like the standard copper aluminum. And then these are the steel. Okay, stainless steel copper aluminum. Okay. Well, it's a couple bucks more, but it's worth it. I think because you get this way if you get into something crazy like let's see, can I get a link? I can. I don't know that I'll get anything for it. It is currently saying category is unavailable. And it says rate unavailable. So it looks like I won't get a commission for this, but I'll drop the link and you never know. They might give me something for it. Deburring tool. Bam. There you go. Deburring tool. Single handle and 10 blades. Speaking of, I have my blades right here. See? There you go. I've used 1 or 2 blades the entire probably like 3 or 4 years I've had this set. I've only used like 2 blades because it's all plastic, so it doesn't really eat them up that much. And I always forget that, and paying attention to this, it now reminded me that I can take this cap off the back. Bummer. I will see what happens. Hey, not a problem. Not a problem, man. Thank you for wanting to help me. If you can, if it does and it allows it, great. And if not, hey, I completely get it. Get one anyway. Like I said, I don't ever try to actually like make a lot of money. From time to time, I will ask for help from the community. If anybody wants to help me, again, you guys know the Linktree is down there. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. You can send money today. So if you want to help today, send money. If you don't, and you want to help over time, don't forget. Oh, by the way, in case you were wondering, I'm fighting to try and get this thing out of here. I will show you guys a trick. Ready? Twist and lift. And then you take the blades like so and just drop them in the handle. I'm taking them all out and putting them in there. That's one less thing on my desktop right now. And all of them fit down in there. So there we go. Another nice thing is by doing that, it puts a little weight in the handle, so it makes it a little heavier. And then this is just saying push down on the blade to lift it up. Well, I don't have to. And now I can get rid of an extra piece on my desk. What is going on, Armored 3D? How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But there we go. This little guy right here, that's the link that was posted. If you want to get one. I posted it for the hardened ones. So if you get one, that's what it is. Enjoy. Less than $10. What's up, Off Axis? Before you go sneaking out of here, brother, what's up? Do you need some more assistance with your GoFundMe, sir? Is that where we're at? Because if that's the case, I'll drop a link. I know you got a lot going on, brother. Give me just a second here. He hasn't gotten a donation on his GoFundMe in 11 days, gang. He is trying to get to 1,300. He's at 804 Canadian. There is an exchange rate that does help out. Please help him if you can. Ordered? Hey, thank you for ordering. Like I said, don't know if I'm going to get a kickback or not, and that's fine. But if you guys could help out our good friend Marcel, aka Off Axis 3D, please, if you got $5 or $10 floating around in your pocket, send it his way. If you can do more, do more. But he has been battling some shit for a while now, and he is an amazing human being who has always supported me. Even when he shouldn't have, he has still supported me. So I still want to help him. Not gonna lie, I would love to crush the goal of $1,300 Canadian, which is again like $800 US. Let me do a quick calculation here. 1,300 CAD to USD. Yeah, it's $940 US for $1,300 Canadian. You're getting a hell of a discount sending money to the north. You're getting a hell of a discount right now. What is $1 US or one CAD to USD? 72 cents on the dollar. It's costing us 72 cents on the doll hair. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. But yeah, please, gang, if you can help him out, help him out. Trust me, it will mean more than you know. Because he is an amazing dude. P.S. Just so you guys know, all right, I got to look something up here then. Hold on a second, gang. I'm trying to find something important. Because it looks like he may be in a little bit of a bind. I'm trying to remember. Trying to think. Okay, I gotta figure something out real quick, guys. Bear with me. It's kind of important. I know not everybody will think it is, but to me it is. He is a great man. I am trying to remember how the hell to do this. I got to verify what I have right here. And then I'm going to put an ask out there once I verify it. Yes. Okay. There we go. Boom. Pin it. Sorry. I had to get this ready. Gang, that's his PayPal, and he is really in need of help. Like, GoFundMe won't get there fast enough. So please, if you can help him out, help him out. Trust me, he will appreciate it and know that he is a good human being. So if you can, please consider sending him a little something, help him out. You don't have to tell him you came there because of me. You can just tell him you're doing it because you love him. But please, please, please consider if you can. Any little bit will help right now. It may not be enough, but it'll be enough to help. There we go. Sorry. Having a little side chat. I don't mean to take away from you guys. I'm sorry. But at the same time, it is important. Please understand, I am telling you that what I'm doing on the side chat is important. It's very important to me. You guys respect me. You guys love me, like me, are just here for community service hours, whatever the case may be. But know that I do value everyone who supports me in any way, shape, or form. So I have to help where I can help when I can help. You guess you like me? Maybe. No, you're just here for the community service hours. Don't lie. You're only here for community service hours. And I know I said I was going to wrap the stream up after a few layers, but let's just say if you can help Marcel, please do it. All right, guys? Like, click the PayPal link. Don't click the GoFundMe link. Click that PayPal link and help him today. Like I said, for every 72 cents US you send his way, it's $1 Canadian, so it helps him out. And if you could, if you get the option, send it as friends and family, because remember, friends and family, it doesn't ding you for that. So, and by ding you, I mean ding him for accepting it from you. So an actual US dollar is an actual US dollar is more. So please consider. All right. Just know that it means the world to me, and if it'll definitely help him. And if I could, I would, but I currently have $2 in my checking account until payday, which isn't for another week. Otherwise, I would send it to him. Have it. can I have some real chat, like real talk here on chat right now? Okay, like some real talk with Havoc specifically, because I made a deal with Havoc, and I want to know where Havoc is at. I'll tell you what, Havoc. Actually, I will message you on Discord something. You tell me yay or nay, and we'll go from there. I'll have a discourse on Discord. Let me move my Discord window over here so I'm not blocking my stream. Let me click on this. Let me find Havoc. Let me double check something real quick. Let me double check something real quick, gang. Well, you used to watch you on the other platform, then you moved. Don't watch many lives over here on this side. Yeah, like I said, there's enough people on Twitch right now in the maker space. Uh, it's hard to get any kind of an actual audience anymore over there, and it's no slap, no jab at anyone. Get your hustle on. You know what I mean? Like, if you can hustle, get your hustle. You know what I mean? Like, yes, Armor 3D Prince is hiding in here. You missed it, Shrimp Daddy. Speaking of Shrimp Daddy, good to see you. Yeah, it's just, and YouTube is where I kind of started everything anyway. And when I left YouTube, it was because of, just some rifting, and then I kind of went to Twitch. And after I jumped on Twitch, it was amazing how many people jumped on Twitch. And then I realized that I was getting lost, and Twitch just didn't feel right. So I came back to YouTube to stream over here, and this is where I'm gonna stay. I figure I can make content here. I can have VODs that last forever here. There's no crazy issues. All right, Mr. C Tunes, have a good evening. Get some rest. Get some sleep. I do hate that when you click on links on YouTube, how it does that stupid banner thing. Sorry, gang. My brain got a little scattered here. Hold on, I want to see something. I Um, yeah, I'm getting a little all up in my own here. Sorry. Bear with me, gang. Sorry. Ugh, you get all up in your brain, you know, you start worrying about stuff and things, and you get all up in your own brain. So that's kind of where I'm at. But bear with me here. This PETG CF, I don't know that I'm liking the finish quality on that. I may have to get off the generic one and find something else. Maybe try PET, because it says PETG on it, but the box said it was PET. So okay, good. I was correct. Havoc, if you're still floating around, man, I'm about to send you a quick something on Discord. You just let me know, man. Let me know if that can work, could work, can work, can do. Yeah, I'm not liking the finish look on that. I'm wondering, like I said, I just use the default PETG CF generic, and this stuff is not. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. We'll take a look at it when it's done and see if it's just my eyeballs playing tricks on me or what. Just fine, Danny. Just fine. It's printing. Like I said, I think it's more of a. I just use the generic PETG CF profile, and this is the PO Polys. I think it's PET, even though it says PETG on it. So I may have selected a wrong profile, but it's still printing and it's doing just fine. Danny, may I ask a silly question? Because you seem to be down on the Centauri Carbon. What exactly is your reasoning for being down on it? I'm just curious, because I say this nicely and without trying to be offensive, but you've had nothing nice to say about the Centauri, and I just wonder where that's coming from. Like, what is your major beef with it? I mean, I'm not here to try and change your mind. Everybody is free to think as they do, but I still haven't heard a like haven't heard why you're actually down on it. I would just like to know what your reasoning for being down on it is. That's all. Well, Danny, that's the problem though. Like, you say you've seen too many negative videos, but how many positive videos have you watched? Because there are more positive videos out there about the Centauri Carbon than there are negative. So I'm confused by that statement. Like, a lot of names, big and small, that I have watched. I've watched YouTubers with 300 and 400 subscribers that have paid for their Centauri Carbons, who have said positive things about it. I have seen several channels with several 100,000 or several thousand who have said positive things about it. I have seen one or two YouTube channels that have actually said something negative about it. And I've watched a lot of videos on this thing since February, March when they announced it. And then as people started getting them, I was watching them, and I've only seen 1 or 2 channels that had problems. And in the end, Elegoo fixed the issues with them and righted the wrongs. So I'm not exactly certain where that is coming from and what channels you've watched that have had problems with it. I know some people have made videos talking about that it's a good printer, but they would prefer this one or that one over it. And I understand, you know, that some people are financially better off, so they can afford to make those purchases to purchase something else. But to a lot of people, this hits a price point that is perfect or close to perfect for them to get a fast printer that will have AMS whenever Elegoo releases it. They say 3rd quarter, so it should be coming out soon. We're about to hit 4th quarter, so I keep saying maybe 4th quarter, even though they still say 3rd quarter. They're still advertising as such. But I don't, like I said, if you got bamboo money, buy bamboos. There's no getting around it. If you got bamboo money, you like the bamboo ecosystem, you buy a bamboo. You know, if you have like Prusa money and you like Prusas, buy a Prusa. I'm gonna have to look at the way the Magneto, like the Magneto's profile for this stuff is, and copy it, because it is printing, hasn't had any issues there, but I'm just not liking the overall of it. I'm just not liking it. And that, like I said, that I know is a slicer issue. That is not a printer issue. That is a slicer issue. And like I said, I use the generic PETG-CF profile. I didn't try doing any tweaking or tuning myself to dial in a profile, since one doesn't exist for this. That's on me, and that's my mistake. So like I said, I mean, I understand that you've seen negative reviews on YouTube, but try looking at the positive reviews too, and then make a decision based on that. If you're looking, if you're not looking and you're happy with your bamboo that you have and you want more bamboos, then stay in that ecosystem and stay there. You know, I'm not going to sit here and try to sway you, but I do want to understand you. Okay, I want to understand where you're coming from with that. And having watched a few negative, videos on YouTube versus the hundreds or even probably thousands by now of positives, the positives outweigh the negatives there. So I would have no concern if I was considering getting one. And I don't. As a matter of fact, like I said, I'm going to get a few more. Don't believe everything you read in the line. And what did we say here? You got your Elegoo Carbon yesterday. First 3 prints are awesome. Retiring your Under 3 Pro. Congrats. Huge upgrade. Yes. Yeah. Like I said, Danny, your justifications are yours. You're entitled to those. And if you don't ever buy one and you don't ever experience one based on what you saw on the internet, that's fine. I again will stress that, please, if you are considering one, then please check one out before you buy it. Find someone with one nearby, a makerspace, whatever. Go there and experience the printer. And if you still are not happy, then do not buy one. But if seeing one running in person in your face is enough for you to change your mind, that's a decision you will make. Nothing any one of us in chat can say will convince you, and that's fine. You've got a pretty set, mind, or it sounds like you have a pretty straightforward mindset that bamboo is where you want to be. Stay with bamboo. We will not fault you for that. It's your money. You will spend it as you see fit. But in the case of a lot of the people who come to my streams and my chats, a lot of us are in a financial crunch. So we will continue to buy printers that will perform within our budget. The speed is amazing. 4 times at least your Ender 3. That is a very accurate statement. You can get a really good looking 15-minute benchy versus an hour plus on an Ender. Like I said, I did have a little bit of an issue back here. We did have some layers drop. Just want something that works. Well, Danny, again, Tripod is he's a reviewer. He puts out a lot of great content. He was here earlier and he did mention that his has several hours or several hundred hours on it and is still printing great. Again, a couple people have had some issues, and I say this statement not as a way of trying to be like, but what I would say is there are many bamboo printers out there, and there are many people who have issues with bamboo, have problems with their bamboo printers. I see many posts of bamboo printers with the hot ends covered in filament and the front covers having popped off. So no printer is perfect. No printer will ever be perfect. Yeah, Digital Dragon has 4 of them now. I will be getting more of them. I'm going to actually slowly be converting over to these. But again, yeah, exactly. Project Dash Drive, you guys know, I won't tell you what to buy. I will explain my experiences with something, and it's your money, and you're big kids. And I tell you all the time, you guys are big kids, it's your money. Spend it how you see fit. There is no one button perfect printer. They all require some work for the user. That is correct. And no printer will ever stay perfect. No printer will ever stay perfect. Joe! What's going on, man? For the price, it is a good deal. Exactly, Joe. Exactly. Again, price to performance, it is hard to beat a Centauri Carbon right now. Again, I had the FlashForge 80M or 85M. Love it. Gave it to my little nephew. He uses it like crazy. Had this printer come out around the time that that one did, I would have gotten this one instead. You know, it is, you know, I know that you can get like the 85X now for about the same price as this and get, you know, the ability to print 4 colors based on trade-in and everything else, because you can get up to $100 on trade-in with FlashForge right now with your old printer. So there's that too. So, and again, it's a great printer as well. Not knocking it one bit. I love it so much. I gave it to my nephew because it just worked. Well, my niece and nephews and my brother-in-law, but mostly my nephew's using it now. So, but I do, guys. I do enjoy this printer. I do like it. And I would recommend it if somebody asked me for a recommendation. I would say this is something I recommend. But again, I will also say and repeat over and over and over again, you buy the printer that's in the budget that you want to buy. Don't buy something that someone tells you to buy. I would recommend this as a printer. If your budget is more, then that's a different story, because I would then recommend a different printer for that budget. But I will always say the same thing. In my personal opinion, if I had the money to buy either one of the higher end printers, we'll just say, I would take that money and buy more of these because you could get more value out of this. Because if you want to print something and you bought a $1,500, $2,000 printer, you can't print another part until that one printer is done. But if I took that $1,500 and bought 5 of these, if one of these is printing, I still have 5 more printers. The build volume is 256, 256. Some of the other manufacturers' build volumes aren't as big. And if I can have 5 machines, that means I can print 5 different things at one time versus having one machine that costs as much as those 5 printers. And I'm stuck printing one thing at a time, waiting and waiting and waiting. So that brings even more value to this printer, is the ability to have more of them for that same price and have more ability to print more things, bringing more value to what is sitting behind me. So looking at it from that standpoint, that's where I'm at. I can get more value, or I can get more printer for the same value. No problems with it yet, but you want bigger and better enclosed. So, you know, so what print, so it can print what filament you want. And that's fine, Danny. If you have a budget for something else and it's something you want to stick with because you know the ecosystem, you do that. You do that all day long. Ain't nobody in here going to say anything bad about you for doing so. Like I said, we all here are living within our means and purchasing what we can purchase. Or in this case, I took what was sponsored by Fabrico. Thank you. And I'm, you know, waiting for the index. I know you said index, but you mean INDX, right? Index. But no, I mean, ain't nobody here gonna fault you for getting a bamboo. If that's what you want, that's what you like, and that's what you know. You get the bamboo. If that's in your budget, or if it can be in your budget and you want to buy that, you buy that. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at off the shelf, you'd be looking at like a Soval SV08, but that's not enclosed, you know? So the Soval SV08 is not enclosed, so you wouldn't be able to do enclosed with that. And yeah, the filament profile is not perfect at all. The outer edge is a little rough, but the top finish looks nice. The walls look a little rough. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie at all. Those outer walls, they don't look good. Top surface though, top surface looks fine. A little string there from the end, but top surface looks good. And I'm pretty sure the bottom's gonna look fine because it was printed, it was smashed against the plate. It's PETG. We got a little bit of wispies in there, but all in all, I am happy with it, and I will be purchasing more because they fit in my budget, and I can get more of them. So that's where I am at. Danny, you do what you want to do, and ain't nobody here gonna fault you for it. You enjoy, you know, it's your money. You spend it how you want and enjoy the machines that you enjoy. You know, like I said, if I could afford an H2D, it would be cool to have. I don't care much for the upgraded version with the laser and the cutter and all that stuff. I think that's just packing too much into one machine. I think make a printer to do prints. Get a laser to do laser stuff. But that's just me. I kind of believe that, I mean, if you live in a small apartment and you don't have a lot of space, but you want all those features, then yes, get one machine that can do it all. But if you have space or can make space, get each machine that specializes in doing that one feature. And again, my opinion. See, projects in Dad's garage. Would love to have an H2D. I would like an H2D. It's not in my budget. And if I'm spending my money, I would rather get more for my money. And that's probably the I live paycheck to paycheck. I am broke 99.99995% of the time, speaking in me. If it was a little different story and I had a nest egg with some money in the bank, I would probably view things a little differently, and I would probably buy a Bamboo Labs, H2D. But I don't have that luxury. So if I make a poor financial decision one month, I have to make sure I can still have money to put gas in my tank, pay my bills, and cover some things. So if I make a poor financial decision, $300 is a whole lot easier of a financial decision to make and recover from than, $2,000 or more. Trying to save up the Matter Hackers gift cards from Thangs for the H2S, do you mean H2D? Yeah. You'll take the Venture XL over an H2D? Yeah, having a 600 by 600 by 600 build volume would be nice. I don't know what I would really use it for, because a lot of what I print fits in the build volume this size, But it's not to say that I wouldn't, if one showed up here, I wouldn't turn it away. Let's put it that way. If one ever showed up here, I wouldn't turn it away. So, but yeah, gang, it is not beautiful, and with some profile tweaking, we could make it better. You know what I mean? You would probably go for the Prusa XL with the 5 tool heads if you had the money to burn. Yeah, Joe, see, I wouldn't mind an XL. Prusa's had enough time with that thing out now to kind of like tweak and tune and dial in some of the prior issues that they were having with it. Printer has the same build volume as the H2D. They are pretty sure it's called the H2S. Okay. Oh yeah, the single head that they're supposed to be coming out with. You're right. Yeah. You've had only a K1 for a year and a half, so you feel on the smaller build volume. Yeah. Yeah, the K1, the K1 and K1C and that, anything minus the max, of course. The K1s are nice, but yeah, the build volume is just a little bit too small for some stuff. Like this, again, 256 build volume. I printed this, and this was almost edge to edge on the build plate. If I was trying to do that on a K1, it wouldn't fit because of that little bit smaller of a build volume. That was a 220, 230, 220, 225 build volume that it comes with. It's a little bit too small for some crazy projects like this. But you could always stand it up like this, do it diagonally, and then print it with supports, and then it would still print on there diagonally. But something this big, printing on there like that, do you really want to try it? Don't get me wrong, K1 was an amazing printer. I had 2 of them. I love my K1s. They were great. But there was a little bit of a limitation with that build volume. And the respooler that you just built won't fit on a K1? Yeah. Yeah. But I still think if somebody is looking at a K1, if they have their mind set on a K1, get a K1. It's a good printer. I enjoyed the 2 that I had over the years. I enjoyed them. They were great printers. They worked well. You get yourself a Micro Swiss Flowtech, and it's butter after that. Like, that's really the only upgrade I did on both of them was the Flowtech hot ends from Micro Swiss. After that and then the extruder upgrade that needed to be done back in the day, but not so much now. But upgrading to their latest and greatest extruder that fixed a lot of the issues they had with the 2 prior iterations, and they're on number 3 now. So yours has been great. Yeah, Havoc. They're a great printer too. And if somebody's looking to get that, I'll tell you, get that if that's what you want. I've used it. I've had one. It's great. And if that's what you're looking for, get it. You switched back to the Flowtech? Yeah. But gang, I said I was going to wrap this up an hour and a half ago, and we're now 2.5 hours in. I said I was going to start the first couple layers on this, and then I was going to wrap this up and go in. It is now 8:30 at night. This is finished printing. Like I said, the overall finish on it, finish quality, the surface against the build plate looks good. Those edges leave a bit to be desired, but then the top layer again looks pretty good. A little bit of issues here and there. Play around with it. We'll dial in a profile for the PETG carbon fiber. I'm going to try PET carbon fiber next. I think there's probably enough left on that spool, so I'll try a PET CF1 from one of the other like name brands, and we'll see if that kind of fixes the issue. Hold on. Let me look at Discord. Okay, Havoc. I'll just respond here with okay, Havoc, because nobody knows what we're saying. So that works, man. Just let me know. If you do that, just let me know, and then we can maybe set something up for a meetup this weekend. How's that sound? Maybe meet me halfway. Maybe if I can make it work and you can make it work, maybe we can make it work. You know, might be a, you know, shake hands, high five, and deuces kind of a thing, but we'll see. Figure something out. Just let me know. But that being said, gang, I am now going to wrap this thing up because, like I said, we are an hour and a half past where I initially wanted to go and a half an hour, almost 40 minutes past where I normally go. So I'm going to wrap this thing up. It's 8:30 at night and I need to get some sleep. Quick shower and some sleep. So I do thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Danny, I hope you don't feel as though we were like being mean or rude to you. It was never the intention. We were just trying to get information, insight, trying to figure out why you feel the way you feel about something. And to the rest of the gang, I love you guys. I'm going to wrap this thing up, tell you guys that, you know, the usual spiel, stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, happy 3D printing and all those things. And don't forget that an old printer is better than no printer. I don't know who is streaming, but hopefully whoever else is streaming that you guys jump over to and hang out with is maybe more entertaining and brings more value than this idiot with a webcam and a microphone. Night, guys.